How's it going, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A all about dropshipping on eBay and Facebook Marketplace and other marketplaces. As always, I'm your host, Paul J Lipsky. So this is a pretty casual hour or so when I just sit down, I jump into the live chat, you guys jump in there, ask me any questions that you have, and I do my best to answer those questions for you. On this channel, we talk a lot about dropshipping onto different marketplaces. So if you're not familiar with what dropshipping is, definitely check out some of my other videos. But basically what we're doing is we are selling on marketplaces like eBay and like Facebook marketplaces. These are existing places where people are already buying items, so you don't have to pay for traffic to visit your website like you would if you have to build your own website. And once those items sell, we actually turn around and buy them from our supplier who ships them directly to our customers. So we never actually handle or touch any inventory ourselves. We don't have to worry about marketing, so we're selling on these existing marketplaces. It's a really simple business model. If you're a beginner and just starting out looking to make money online and not really sure how to deal with all the logistics of a traditional online business like sourcing inventory and setting up websites and all those sorts of things. So that's why I'm here to help you guys, guide you guys through that with this channel. And during this hour, I just answer any questions you guys have that I haven't answered in other videos, or to any of my students in my courses. You have any clarifying questions about what are in the courses, we can answer that for you guys here as well. As always, links in the description to a bunch of free resources for you. Like I have a free guide down there, about 200 different items that you can start dropshipping today on Facebook Marketplace, as well as a free training about eBay dropshipping and a link to my eBay dropshipping course. If you sign up for that free ebook about the 200 different items that you can download, dropship on the Facebook Marketplace, you will get on the wait list for my Facebook Marketplace dropshipping course. I only open it up about a couple of times a year, and I will be opening it back up soon, so make sure you do join and get on that wait list. All right, let's see who's here. Jump into chat, say hi, and let me know where in the world you're chiming in from. So this is Thomas here saying, yo, what's up, Thomas? All right, Omar says, hey, Paul, how are you doing? Can you do a video on which supplier you will never dropship from in 2021? That's a good question, Omar. So I've been dropshipping now for, I always forget, closing in on 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. And I've used a ton of different suppliers. At first, the suppliers that I used to use were only other retail websites. So I would sell products on eBay, and when the items would sell, I would turn around and buy them from Amazon.com, Walmart.com, Lowe's.com, these different websites, Home Depot, because it's just really easy to work with those suppliers, right? We start using them and we instantly have access to all the items that they sell. And Walmart, Home Depot, they all have tons of items that we can sell. So that's why I really like retail dropshipping. Also, we have software that works with it that pretty much automates most of the process for us. It makes it really hands-off and simple. But more and more, especially on eBay, we've been moving towards wholesale suppliers, which is when we go up higher in the chain of production, contact these wholesalers and get them to drop ship for us. That means better prices, better margins for us, and less competition, although it is harder to get those agreements with those wholesalers, but definitely doable. Now, as for suppliers I will never use ever again, there are a few of them, and maybe I'll make a more comprehensive video on this because it's a really good suggestion, Omar. But first of all, on the retail side, I don't use Target. Target is a supplier that notoriously doesn't like drop shippers or resellers. So if you start shipping to different addresses, they are actually going to shut down they're going to start canceling your orders basically. So that's a big no-no, Target. Another one that we have problems with in the past was Bed Bath & Beyond. I think in and of itself, Bed Bath & Beyond is actually a really good supplier. And for most people, you can go ahead and use them with no issues. The problem with Bed Bath & Beyond is that they gave me a lot of free coupons. I would use the coupons. I would buy these discounted gift cards. I would use those. And they had a Bed Bath & Beyond program as well, Beyond Plus, I think it was called. that basically gave you free shipping on all orders. So I was stacking all these different discounts and things, and Bed Bath & Beyond did not like that. They started canceling my orders. It was a huge mess because I didn't even know they were canceling my orders. So that kind of traumatized me when it comes to Bed Bath & Beyond. So I'm going to stay away from them for a long time, I think. But I think for most people, as long as you're not abusing them, do not use the Beyond Plus program if you're drop shipping from Bed Bath & Beyond. And do not overuse their coupons either. And I think you should be fine with them. But that's one I'm going to be avoiding for a while just because I was so scarred. Another one is Lowe's. Lowe's is a supplier that notoriously just terrible customer service. They are terrible about shipping out items and shipping them out on time. Their returns is a hassle as well. Not a supplier that I would really recommend. I used to use them and it used to be worth it despite all those headaches because they had such good discounts available. But those discounts aren't really available anymore, so I just don't think it's worth drop shipping from Lowe's anymore. As far as wholesale suppliers go, I wouldn't name any specific ones, but what I will tell you is you want to make sure that any wholesale supplier that you're drop shipping for, that you want to make sure that they have good return policy. That's pretty easy, or as easy as you're going to get with wholesale. You also want to make sure that they're going to ship out their items on time. And yeah, I think those are the two big ones to look out for. There are other things as well, but those are the two that kind of catch you by surprise. So I had found what I thought was good suppliers in the past, and then when I go to return it, they say we don't take returns. It's like, uh-oh, this is not going to work out, right? Returns make up a small percentage of all your orders, but they can destroy your bottom line, your margin, if the supplier doesn't take the items back. So I don't use any suppliers that don't take returns or that have a really high restocking fee. I also don't work with any suppliers that charge me a fee just to set up an account with them. You'll see this with some suppliers that you find. They'll call themselves dropshipping suppliers, and they'll charge you like a couple $100 fee or maybe even less just to get set up with them. And I never like that because a lot of times what those companies do is they're just kind of targeting people like us that are looking for good suppliers. Just take that few $100, application fee, and they make a lot of money off of that. It is my theory. I just never like it. If there's a small fee to apply, that's fine. I've seen that, just a small processing fee. But anything too expensive, I'm like, I don't like that at all. I also avoid the aggregators, I call them. That's when you find a wholesale supplier that seems to, they're not a wholesale supplier, they're a website that brings together all the different wholesale suppliers. You can see all their different items, and those are called aggregators. And I avoid those because they usually charge an extra fee to work with them, when you can just work directly with the wholesale supplier, form that direct relationship with them, and it's much, much better. So yeah, that's kind of my take. Maybe I don't have to do a full video on it now, Omar. All right. Do I love going to the Apple store and the mall to shop? Not really. I really hate going to stores these days. Just so crowded and you have to take time, especially malls. I used to love going to the mall when I was like a teenager. It's just, I guess because it was a way to escape from my parents, be off my own, you get to walk around. But I can't stand it now because you go on one side of the mall, the store you want's all the way on the other side of the mall. You're walking by, you have to go through JCPenney. You always go through the perfume section, and always burns my eyes because it's, and then it just takes forever, everything. I just don't like it. I love online shopping. I buy all my things online now. It's just much, much easier to do that. All right. Omar, congratulations, man. So Omar went from being below standard to above standard on eBay. So that's awesome to hear. So when you're selling on eBay, eBay ranks all their sellers. So they're going to tell you, hey, you're below standard. You don't want that. That's bad. You're above standard. That's right where you want to be. Or you're top rated. Top rated plus comes with some benefits, but you really can't get top rated plus as a drop shipper. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Really, the sweet spot where you want to be is above standard. And it is pretty easy to stay there as long as you are avoiding any sort of defects on your eBay account. These are all things that I cover in my eBay Dropshipping Titans course. So like a lot of people feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, all these different things Paul's talking about, these different suppliers. Do I use retail? Do I use wholesale? What are these defects? What's this below standard, above standard? I know it can be really overwhelming and a lot. Inside my course, I really go out step by step exactly what you have to do to set up and run a successful eBay dropshipping business. And you don't have to worry about these things until I kind of tell you to worry about them. And as we go through the course, I tell you, okay, don't do this, and do this. And if you follow those steps, you're going to avoid a lot of these issues that we're talking about. So these defects on your account that can drop you from being above standard to below standard, like I say in the course early on, hey, make sure you're uploading all your tracking numbers. Hey, don't cancel items for being out of stock. And then later in the course, I say, this is why I said those things. This is why I said really pay attention to this, because you don't want to fall below standard, because it's really hard to get from below standard back to above standard. Not impossible, as Omar just did. He went from below standard back to above standard. So congrats, Omar. It is a little bit challenging to do. The better thing, avoid it from happening entirely. I get DMs all the time on Instagram from people reaching out saying, hey, my account fell below standard. What do I do on eBay? And I'll say to them, well, what caused it? Because there's several different things that can cause it, and they'll name one of them. And I said, why'd you do that? I said specifically not to do that. And they'll say, oh, I didn't actually buy your course. I didn't know about that. This is why I show you like the snakes in the weeds, right? I show you these are the things you want to avoid, and these are the things you want to do so you can avoid this problem. And because I've seen all these problems before, I've had a lot of them, and I've seen a lot of other people have them as well. And I want to show you what to avoid so that you don't run into the same issue that these other people have. Cool. All right. Echo here says, good afternoon, Paul. Not sure if it was actually you or your team, but just want to say thank you for resolving the issue with the marketplace course. All is working. That's awesome to hear, man. Yeah, so I do have a support team that helps me anytime you guys sign up for the course. If you have any sort of issues, like technical issues, like logging in or things like that, you can email the support. That's just paul@pauljlipsky.com, and they're going to like help you out. But in this case, for some reason, I forget exactly what happened, but this guy here, he had trouble just logging into the course. He wasn't getting the welcome email, and actually stepped in and just took care of it for you, because if the support team just handles the basic stuff. They can do a lot. But if something needs my attention, if you guys are wanting to talk to me directly, then those get passed on to me. But I really need that team in there because I get, over 100 emails a day. So, okay. All right. George says, anyone know if Walmart provides tracking numbers for orders? I sold the product on Amazon and need to confirm shipment. So first, George, congratulations on your sale. That's awesome. Yeah, so it sounds like you're drop shipping from Walmart onto Amazon. Walmart does supply tracking numbers for most of their orders. They ship through FedEx, UPS, different carriers like that. But not always. So sometimes they will ship through DoorDash, basically. And if that's the case, you need a different way to get the tracking number, because there's no tracking number for DoorDash. Again, this is something that I'm trying to give you guys as much free information as I can, but the tracking number solution is something I only teach students inside my course, because quite honestly, if I taught it to everyone, then Amazon, eBay would catch on to it, Facebook Marketplace would catch on to it, and it would stop working. So yeah, the solutions for that are inside the course. If you're a member, go check it out. Okay. What is Mainstays, says Omar. Mainstays is a brand that only Walmart sells. So anytime you're using one of these retail suppliers, a lot of times they will have brands that they sell that only they sell. It's their brand. So for instance, if you're on Amazon, you might see a lot of Amazon Basics items. Amazon Basics is obviously a brand that's created by Amazon. So only they sell it. So if you see an item being sold on, let's say, eBay, that's an Amazon Basics item, someone's drop shipping that item from Amazon onto eBay. Well, Walmart's one of their brands, they have many brands that only they sell that they own, is Mainstays. So if you ever see a Mainstays item on eBay, that person is drop shipping Walmart to eBay. And in fact, that's one of the ways that we identify who is drop shipping on eBay. So this is actually part of what I teach when I teach people how to do product research. The first step of that is to find other drop shippers. And we do that in part by using this trick, seeing what brands people are selling, if they're selling an exclusive brand that, let's say, only Walmart sells. So if you want the full training on how I do my 3-step product research formula, I actually do give that away for free. And that is linked up down below. I have a free eBay dropshipping training, and it's in there exactly how I do that. Yeah, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you guys wouldn't mind just doing that real quick. Just takes a second, shows me that you guys support the channel. Appreciate that. Okay. Whole Armor Ministry says, why was the Facebook group closed? It was one of the reasons I signed up for the course. So the group didn't close down. It just moved. So anytime anyone joins my eBay dropshipping course, my Amazon dropshipping course, or my Facebook Marketplace dropshipping course, they get access to a private group that's just for other members of the course and you. Now, I used to just have that group on Facebook, but I never really liked that it was on Facebook. There was many problems with that. One being I'm kind of at the whim and mercy of Facebook. They have been known to occasionally just shut down groups without really any warning. Sometimes Facebook is down, and if that's the case, that would be down. And it's just hard to kind of control who's joining the group. So we would have a lot of kind of solicitation happening. Spammers somehow get in the group, and it would be hard to kind of identify them ahead of time and get them out. So earlier this year, we moved the group off of Facebook and onto my private website. I have a private forum just for members of my course. When you join one of the courses, you get access to only certain mini sub forums of it. There's one for the eBays, one for Amazon's, one for Facebook Marketplace, for instance. So you still have access to the group. We just moved it off of Facebook onto the private website. And all the instructions for how you gain access to that are inside the course in the first module. No matter what course you're in, it's in the first module. Make sure to watch all the lessons in the first module, and it will show you exactly how to join that private group. Okay. And we are transitioning over to that, so it is a process moving that over, but we're almost done with that. So, okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what the questions you guys have here. All right. Dale says, hey, Paul, the out of stock is like kryptonite for dropshippers. And I think the one thing that intimidates people, how do you fight through the worry and concern? Because software doesn't catch everything. Yeah, you're right, Dale. So like I said before, we use software to help us automate our dropshipping business, especially when we're using retail suppliers. Now, if you're using a retail supplier and you're using that software, what it's supposed to do is, let's say you list an item from Home Depot to eBay. Well, it's supposed to check homedepot.com every hour, check the price, check the stock, and if anything changes, it's going to change that for you automatically on eBay. So if the item goes out of stock on Home Depot, it's going to go out of stock on eBay. If the item's price changes on Home Depot, let's say it goes up in price on Home Depot, then the price on eBay will go up as well, and it'll go down if it goes down, so you stay competitive. So it catches all that stuff. That way you don't sell an item that's out of stock, for instance. But it doesn't catch everything. And there's a few reasons it doesn't catch everything. One, the software, many different companies make these different software. None of them are perfect. Also, sometimes, let's say it checks it on the hour every hour. So let's say at 1 o'clock it checks it, no changes. And then at 1:05, the item goes out of stock on Home Depot. Now there's 55 minutes where it's out of stock on Home Depot. Someone might buy it from you on eBay and it's still out of stock on Home Depot. So that's the problem right there. That happens. Or another thing that happens is that you sell an item, let's say at noon, and then you don't fulfill the order until 9 p.m. And in the meantime, the item has gone out of stock. So that's an issue. So most of those are just kind of more human error. But the one thing is sometimes the software, of course, doesn't work. So if it doesn't catch everything, it happens not that often. When it does happen, usually what we do is we check, hey, is this item available on another website? And sometimes it will be. Okay, so if it's on another website, we just buy it, no issues there. If it's not available on another website, we'll contact Home Depot in this example and say, hey, when is this item going to come back into stock? And when we hear if we say, oh, it's going to be back tomorrow, or it's just a short thing, then we're good. If it's going to take a long time, that's when we have to kind of mitigate this problem. And usually what we do is we contact the buyer and say, hey, this item, we made a mistake. This item is actually damaged. There's none left. Do you want a similar item? We have a similar one, same price, or maybe it's a little bit more expensive, but we're not going to charge you extra for it. And do you want this one instead? When we exhaust all those options, there's very, very few people who are left over that just want a refund, because all those different solutions usually fix it for most people. So there's not a problem for most people. All right. Kimberly says, hey, Paul, after watching a recent video about version 2 of your Facebook Marketplace Chrome extension, I've decided to get the subscription. I'm looking forward to this simplifying things. Awesome, Kimberly. So congratulations there. Yeah, I just released version 2 of the helper. Actually, just remembered something about that. I gotta write myself a note about it, because we just added a new feature, so I got to upload the even newer one to the Chrome store. But basically, I have a Chrome extension that helps us dropship onto Facebook Marketplace. So what it does in a nutshell is it will take a listing from Amazon, from Home Depot, from Walmart, and copy everything, the title, the photos, the description, and it will paste it onto Facebook Marketplace for you as a new listing. And then it'll take the price and it'll mark it up based on your settings. So this turns something that would normally take about 5 minutes, copying and pasting everything, into 1 second, because you just click one button and boom, it all copies over. Super, super easy and fast. There's a few other features it does. That's what I just remembered, because we just added a new feature that I need to actually update the extension in the Chrome store for that to work. But basically what this new feature will do is when you go to your all orders page, you can actually download all your orders into a CSV file. So you can keep that Excel spreadsheet for your records, or you can give it to a virtual assistant to fulfill the orders. That feature was actually available in version 1, but we received some complaints about it, understandably so, because when you go to the all orders page, there used to be these floating buttons on the page that you couldn't get rid of to download the orders. And that was frustrating some people because it was in the way. So with the new update that will hopefully be available in about 24 to 48 hours, those buttons will appear, but you can click and get rid of them, and then make them come back if you want. So they're out of the way. Cool. But yeah, that Chrome extension I have linked up in the description. It is a paid subscription. Sorry, that Chrome extension I have linked up in the description. I think I said that. But it's a paid subscription. So you can download the Chrome extension for free, but to actually use it, it's going to ask you to log in or create an account and sign up. About 5 years. Okay. Hey Paul, my question is, does the receipt invoice arriving in the box matter to Amazon customers? So my first question is, what suppliers are you using? If you're drop shipping onto Amazon, you really want to start thinking more about doing wholesale. So working with wholesale suppliers, because that's what Amazon wants and what's allowed. And if you're using wholesale suppliers, they're not going to include the invoice and definitely not the price in the box. So that's kind of a non-issue if you're working with wholesale suppliers. And by the way, guys, let me know if you could hear me. I'm obviously working with a new setup for those of you who regularly join me. I just want to make sure you guys can see me clearly and hear me all right. But I haven't received any complaints, so good. So far, so good. But if you're using retail suppliers on Amazon, even those, very few of them are going to include the receipt in the box. So Walmart doesn't include the price in the box. Home Depot doesn't include the price. They do include a piece of paper, but not the price in there. Who else? Lowe's does. That's another reason we don't use Lowe's. I don't like them. I'm not sure what other. AliExpress, if you use them, they don't usually include the price in there as well. So let me know maybe more specifically what the supplier is you're talking about. What is up, UK? P. Diddy. All right. It's kind of a follow-up question. Do you mean on Facebook or somewhere else? Happy Tuesday. All right. Aaliyah says, when you find a product that another seller is having success with, is it okay to copy their title and main photo exactly because you see it's already working extremely well? That's called sniping. I'm not sure who originated that name. I'm trying to think if that name even really makes sense, but that's what they call it. But basically what sniping is you go into eBay, you find another dropshipper, you see what they're selling, and you just copy them. You find the item on the supplier's website, you use the same title, everything's the same, you maybe just lower the price. I never liked sniping. I like something maybe similar to it, but no, undercutting them, copying the same title, all it does is create a race to the bottom where you and the other person are just going to start coming down in price until you're not making any money. It's just not worth it. What I do instead is, build a better title, choose better images, these kind of things and set your price according to your own margins. These things are going to work better for you than just trying to create that race to the bottom and just copy someone else. All right, Tony. Tony is inside the course. So congrats, Tony. Today I enrolled in the eBay dropshipping course. I have a question. Does dropshipping from Amazon to eBay, is it allowed? And what about API AutoDS? So no, dropshipping from Amazon to eBay is technically not allowed. This is all stuff I explain in the course, so make sure you watch the first module because I talk about this specifically. This is why more and more we've been moving towards wholesale dropshipping. Now, again, when you join my dropshipping course, my eBay dropshipping course, I'm going to teach you both. I'm going to teach you the wholesale, which is 100% allowed on eBay. No issues there, fully compliant with their terms of service. And I also teach you the retail dropshipping, which technically is not in compliance with the rules. Why is that? Why do I teach that? Well, one is because that's how I got started. Two, it's because that is what most people want to learn. And three is because lots of people still do it and get results with it. So I basically teach it to you. The main reason is because that's what people want. They want to learn how to do both. Retail is just so easy, so beginner friendly. And so I think for most people, that's just where they want to start, and then they can evolve into wholesale. But technically, if you want to be fully compliant, if you want the rules to really be fully compliant with them, you go with the wholesale, which is what I show in the course, as well as the retail if you want. Now, like I said, dropshipping still works with the retail because I see a lot of people doing it. I personally think Amazon to eBay is probably the riskiest one to do because eBay just doesn't like Amazon. So if they catch you doing it, they don't want to give Amazon any business at all. So that's why I always say don't do Amazon to eBay. And what is API? So AutoDS, which is one of the software that I recommend in the course for dropshipping on eBay. Again, this software, it will reprice the items. I mean, think about this for a second. Okay, guys? Where else do you have a business where you can quickly list items onto the marketplace just by clicking a one button. You're selling on a marketplace where there's already tons of customers ready to buy items for you. You don't have to pay for advertising or marketing. The customers are already there. Where else can you then, if that price changes on the supplier's website, AutoDS, the software, will automatically change the price, will automatically change the stock level. And where else can you, what other system where you can sell items online without actually buying them up front? So we don't have to spend like 10 grand on items that might never sell. You can instead use a portion of that money only after the item, once the item sells, you use a portion of the amount that it's sold for to buy the item, and you keep the rest as profit. So it's a very, very, very simple, beginner-friendly business model. Now, the way the software connects with eBay is there's two ways it can happen. It can happen through eBay's API, or there's kind of a workaround. eBay specifically said they don't like their API being used for this reason, so we used a workaround version that's still very easy to use. So that's when you sign up for AutoDS, I recommend the non-API version. Hey, what's up? Taylor says, sales have gone down for me. I think the competition is up. So competition is always going to be there, but what goes up a lot faster than competition are new customers. There are new customers joining eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Amazon all the time. Okay, so what most people don't realize, the number of customers will always outpace the number of sellers. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it's always going to continue to be. There are other reasons sales might be down right now. This is a time when sales are usually down. Sales are not, stagnant throughout the year. They go up and down. So January is usually a lower month, and then you kind of get into spring and things kind of rise up, and then during the summer they drop down. Early fall, like September, back to school, they usually go back up, and then they're going to go back down until we are technically in quarter four already because we're in October. But once you start to get into late October, November, especially late November, things just start to go up and up and up and up, and the end of the year finishes out really, really strong. So ups and downs are normal. This is one of those times when it does tend to be down. I would really focus now on Halloween items. This is kind of what, this time of year, that's how you kind of fill in this gap. When things are usually slower right now, start selling Halloween items because Americans love Halloween. They spend a lot on Halloween decorations, Halloween costumes, all that stuff. So sell that stuff now. There's still time to sell it. And you can make actually a lot of money in October with Halloween, and then you can jump right into November when you can start preparing for the real part of quarter four, which is basically Black Friday to Christmas. But this time of the year, actually walking around, seeing all the Halloween decorations going up, it always reminds me of dropshipping because my first year selling online, if you look at my PayPal account, because we were using PayPal back then, the first few months, I was doing okay, enough to justify me keep doing it. I was like, this is working, not making a ton of money, but it's working. And then during the summer, it really started to rise for me as I started to figure out some of these things that I teach in my course and the product research and all of that. And then I think it was really late summer, early fall when I suddenly started to realize like, oh my gosh, this is really working. Like this is an actual business. And I think that was about Halloween time. And that's when I really started to just go for it. We listed up so much Halloween stuff that year. So walking around, like I don't know why, this always reminds me of Halloween. And I think always because the stuff I sell during Halloween, especially, and including that first year, were just a lot of decorations that are still existing. So when I walk around, like I'll see, oh, I've sold that. 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 So it's just kind of cool to see that. Manchester, England, what's up? All right. Aaliyah says, can virtual assistants do everything from fulfilling sales to customer service? Does this mean I have to give them my card info? Good question. So yeah, VA stands for virtual assistants. Virtual assistants are individuals that we hire to help us run our dropshipping businesses. Doesn't have to just be dropshipping business. You can have them help you run your Amazon FBA business, Shopify dropshipping, anything that can be done online, they can help you with. A lot of real estate agents use them as well. So virtual assistants technically is a remote employee. So you can hire one in another state, or what I do is I hire ones from other countries. I hire them from the Philippines mostly. And the reason for that is because the cost of living is lower there, so I don't have to pay them as much as I would an employee here in the United States. I don't have to worry about a lot of the other logistics of hiring employees from the United States. I could pay them what's a fair wage for them, and it's a good rate for me, for my business. And yeah, they can do a lot for your business. For drop shipping, they certainly help me do product research. They list items for me. They can fulfill orders, and they do customer service. Now, depending on the marketplace, depends on how easy that is to implement. So on Amazon, for instance, it's really easy if you're selling on Amazon, because you can give third parties access to your Amazon account and really limit what they have access to. So you can say, I only want them to be able to see my orders or to be able to list items up for sale. eBay, they're trying to add that same feature, but it stinks. It doesn't work really well. So you can, for eBay, I mean, this is all stuff I teach in my virtual assistant course for eBay, but like for product research, they can do product research and add the items to a spreadsheet, or you can just give them access to your software like AutoDS, and they can just upload them into AutoDS, which will then upload it to eBay. For customer service, yeah, I give them access to my eBay account, fulfilling orders. You can give them access to your eBay account, or you can download a spreadsheet with all the orders in it from eBay and give it to that every day. So there are workarounds to it. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace is another one I just give them access to. Woohoo, Rich. What's up, man? I thought you've been here before, Rich. I thought you said this was your first time. Yeah, you are one of the first Marketplace Titans. So welcome, Rich. Okay. Sarah says, I made my already established eBay account a seller account, and my selling limit says it's 50,000 items. Is that normal? No, I mean, it's actually not abnormal for someone like you who's had an eBay account for a while. So if you just create an eBay account today for the first time, you're not going to have super high limits. But if you have an older account, I would suggest you use that account, because those are more likely to have higher limits. Now, 50,000, that is really, really high. That is absurdly high. So I'm not sure what happened there. You might have a really old account. Sometimes you just get lucky. Just kind of luck of the draw. Thomas says, hey, Paul, I have a question about AutoDS. How do I add an existing product from my eBay store to AutoDS? There is a feature for that on AutoDS. You can link up existing items. They have a help article about it. You could just contact their support. They'll send you the help article, because there's a few steps involved. Seven Lego 7 says, which software do we use? Like I mentioned, there are several different software that you can use for the listing, repricing, restocking on eBay. I use AutoDS. It just has a lot of features I love and is very, very beginner friendly. So I really like that one. And yeah, so that's one that I use, and I try to have my team upload every day products to, every work day products, not on the weekends. Will you update? They are updated. The course I update usually a couple of times a year. The product research videos are up to date. They still work. And the Zeek Analytics videos are not that old either, and are still relevant.